Hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, someone suggested that we use these giant cards to actually do a reading, and there's just no way I could get them all here. So I thought of a 3-card reading. And this is the perfect question. So the giant Rider-Waite tarot deck is going to help us discover what's going on with Meghan Markle and Victoria Jackson. I'm sure by now you've heard there was an article in the Daily Mail and the Mirror, other people are reporting on it, that it has come to a lot of people's attention that Victoria Jackson is actually supporting Meghan and Harry in different ways. And now it all adds up. I don't know if you remember or not, but months ago I did a reading. I think Meghan went to some kind of women's business or some kind of entrepreneur thing or whatever earlier this year. And I said, there she's got a mentor. She's got a female mentor. Now, I can't remember, but I believe it was a Queen of Pentacles. And a lot of us were thinking Oprah, Tyler Perry, right? Well, it turns out Victoria Jackson is a Virgo. She is the Queen of Pentacles. I thought that was kind of fascinating that I picked up, and I've said that in a couple of readings, saying Meghan has a female mentor. Well, this Victoria Jackson is a co-owner of Godmothers. Of course, she's made her billions in makeup, in the no makeup space. And we did a card reading that Meghan was going to start selling no makeup because that's what the whole thing that she's trying to promote right now. Also, that Clever, Clever, I mean, they weren't too clever with their spelling, is Victoria Jackson's daughter. If you remember correctly, was that not the oat or the mushroom tea or something like that? And even Oprah was involved with it for a bit. So this is a real tangled web that we are weaving. Apparently, Victoria allows them to fly on her private jets. I mean, she's a billionaire. Plus, her husband is a billionaire. You would recognize his name, Gunty. If you've ever bought any of their anything from the As Seen on TV, they also have like audiobooks and programs, Gunty Reckner or something like that. I recognize the name. That's her husband, owns half of that $1 billion. So they've got this money, and apparently they have houses in New York. And that's what clued me in, that I wonder when Meghan went to that women's business meeting, that was earlier this spring. I don't know how many of you remember. And I think like Reese Witherspoon was there and a couple of other celebrities. Well, I think it was close to where they have their New York home. So she would have stayed there. Apparently, she's good friends with Gloria Steinem, so that's how Meghan got to know Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem probably sees Meghan as a favor to Victoria. Yeah, Victoria's very well placed. She's friends with Oprah. She's friends with Gloria Steinem. A lot of left-wing woke people. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just don't push it on me. Anyways, you're not the boss of me. Let's ask the card. So I'm going to pull this whole situation with Victoria Jackson. I'm of the generation when somebody says Victoria Jackson, I think of the comedian, the actress. Anyway, so I'm going to pull a card. Meghan. What's Meghan's underlying reasons? I mean, Victoria's 70. So it's not like they're the same age. I think it's just the mentoring part of it. And also, what does she want out of Victoria Jackson? So what is her real Miranda's opera? What does she really want? We all know Meghan Markle is an operator. So what does she really want out of Victoria? Then I'm going to pull a card. What does Victoria want out of Meghan? What is Victoria expecting? What is she expecting from all of this? I mean, does she want an in with the royal family? Does she really think Meghan has that much talent and potential? Like, see, now we know why Meghan's stuff is at Godmother's and why Meghan's been allowed to talk to God at Godmother's. Maybe Victoria is her secret investor. And then I'm going to pull a third card. What's going to be the outcome of this relationship? Are they going to be best buddies till death do us part? Is someone going to get hurt in this? Are they even really that close? Is this all Meghan PR, right? But it seems like Victoria does do a lot for them. So without further ado, shall we begin? Meghan, Victoria, outcome. Oh, see, now this card jumped out. Judgment, second chances. So Meghan is looking for second chances. Meghan is definitely looking for second chances in all of this. This is her rebranding that she does. I better check and make sure it's Meghan. This is her rebranding that she does all the time. Maybe she's trying to prove that she can hang around wealth and get back to the UK. She wants to resurrect herself. She wants to hang out. We have to remember when Meghan first married Harry and they first went to the US, to her it was all about Hollywood. Stars, right? Star power. And even still, we see that at Kris Jenner's birthday party. Like, that just really means something to her. It's really kind of sad when you think about it. But now she's resurrected herself and now she's hanging around business people. Maybe she's figured out that the Hollywood type aren't going to get her to where she wants because she's burnt all those bridges. She has actually no more chances in Hollywood. That's and I don't even have to say allegedly. That's been pointed out by numerous news outlets. She's persona non grata. So her rebranding here. This is the perfect rebranding card for Meghan. This is her rebranding. She's hoping Victoria can help her rebranding with her as ever, and perhaps makeup, etc., etc. Okay, let's see. What does Victoria? What does she want out of this? Oh, partnership. Yeah. So she wants to be able to work with somebody. She also wants to mentor. I tell you, this is the mentor that the cards have been telling me about, that she has somebody who is mentoring her. I wouldn't necessarily say is a big investor, but perhaps supports her by the private flights, apparently she has like 10 homes or something scattered across the US. You want to, if you're in New York, stay at my place, that kind of thing. But yeah, Victoria absolutely wants to work with Meghan. Wants it could just be mentorship. Victoria has a very interesting history and life. Honestly, she does. I'm not going to take that away from her. Questionable friends, but to each their own, right? Yeah, Victoria, it's almost like this was on her checkbox, right? Mentor somebody, pass on my business idea. I mean, she has a daughter who survived a deadly disease. So that she can check off. She lost her first husband, were then happily married and somebody quite wealthy and had 2 children. She had a horrible childhood. She was given up for adoption by her father after her mother died. She hasn't had it easy. Perhaps being a mentor and being teaching somebody else the ways of business and whatnot, that's how she's looking at this relationship with Meghan. Is that I can teach somebody. Maybe she's priming Meghan to take over her her makeup business. Maybe her daughter doesn't want it. She's got her own things going. Like I said, she's so clever. She doesn't know how to spell clever, but she started her own business. You know, perhaps her sons, you know, perhaps they don't want anything to do with it. So maybe she found somebody in Meghan, and here's Meghan with a second chance at something. Let's see, what's going to be the final outcome? What's going to be the final outcome of this relationship? Then we'll get some clarifiers on that. What's going to be the final outcome of this relationship? Oh, burdens. Victoria, you have no idea what you have stepped into. This is going to be a big burden that you are going to have to carry. Or Meghan's punching way above her pay level here. A big burden. This is going to be very burdensome, either for both of them, because we said, what's the outcome? Well, a burden that you have to carry. So and also this is completion, a 10. This is also lessons learned. Like, people forget that 10 is 1 and 0. And so it's 1, it's starting all over again, but you're carrying the lessons of the 1 to 9 before that. So that's why it's a 1 plus a 0, because that 0 represents the 9 lessons that came before starting over again. So this is the lessons that are all learned in this and moving forward, and also moving forward blindly. This fellow, he can't see where he's going. He's looking down, and he's not looking forward. He's looking down. He's plowing ahead, though, plowing ahead despite the burdens, despite the what's ever in their way. They're going to plow ahead. So what's in their way? Well, Meghan's reputation. Nobody wants to buy from Meghan. Plus, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work to get a makeup off the ground. Like, especially all she's doing is putting her name to it. There's no story behind it. I mean, so she's, oh yeah, I was on Harper's Bazaar and look how beautiful I looked without makeup. That's not a story. That's a selling point. And also, she didn't look beautiful without makeup. Let's see what's the underlying here. Oh, someone's going to have a lot of sleepless nights over decisions they make. Is it going to be Meghan? Oh, this one wants to show itself. Oh my God. 10 of, can you guys see that? Yeah. I don't know if I have to do any clarifiers here. We got 2 10s. And this 10 is ruin. This 10 is ruin. This is going to ruin both of them. This is going to be, oh my God, what have I done? This is going to be, oh my God, I've bitten off more than I can chew. Or this isn't going well, or it's not selling. Or, you know, this is titles lost. Who wants to buy stinky Meghan perfume? This is total ruin. This is, wow. Again, the 10. So that's a 1 and a 0. So you're starting from rock bottom with all the lessons that you learned before that. Look at the lessons you've learned before that. You can't teach an old dog new tricks in this case. I don't know if I need to do any clarifiers. Let's ask the clarifiers. Who is ruined? Who is going to be ruined here? Who is going to hit rock bottom? Who is going to be stabbed in the back here? I know a lot of you are typing right now. Victoria, but we don't know. Let's find out. Who is going to experience ruin in this? Who is going to experience being stabbed in the back, being wiped out? Is it Meghan or is it Victoria? The magician, the trickster energy. This is both of them. Maybe this is a karmic. Maybe this is karmic. That they both have have something here. Meghan manifesting that I'm the Duchess of Sussex. Hear me roar, and I want to start a makeup company, and perhaps Victoria is going to learn a lesson. I can't just manufacture a business person. Just because a name does not make a product. Apparently, I went online to look at her products. They don't have great reviews, you know. So it looks like they're both, and we do have 2 10s here. They're both going to carry the burden of failure. So perhaps this is the first thing that Victoria fails at. And perhaps Meghan loses her title, so she has no selling power, doesn't sell. I mean, they're both can have sleepless nights with items not moving, with items not selling. You know what's really interesting here is there is not an exchange of money. There's the exchange of ideas and mentorship, how to make money, how to reach up to that money. But those aren't gold. Those aren't gold falling into her lap. So I don't think Victoria is actually giving them any money per se. She's mentoring them in other ways. In other ways. And Meghan's going to take this. Let's look at this. Double X, 20, XX, and double X here. Meghan's going to take this second chance and blow it. Absolutely blow it. I just noticed that double X, X, X. These are Meghan's. She's gonna have the burden of another flop. And Victoria Jackson is going to learn a very heavy lesson. I don't think she's too worried about losing money because it would be on here. What's this one? 8 of Wands. We might hear something soon about this makeup line or collaboration or whatever you want to call it. Well, that was fun. I love these giant cards. Thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.